Joe, considering how the game was lost on Saturday, how much more gratifying was it to be able to kill that 6-on-5 situation at the end of this game?
Yeah, it's gratifying. I think that our guys really dug in there at the end. We had better execution as far as what we wanted to do to deny them their opportunities. They're looking for some seam plays, and we did a good job of taking them away for the most part.
Joe, we talked about defense before the game. Just overall, what you think of the team's defense?
I thought it was a really solid game from our group defensively. That's a good team offensively. They're going to get some looks. They're going to get some chances. But for the most part, we protected the slot well. Corby made some big saves for us, some timely saves for us, which you need. Good for him. He played an outstanding game. But I thought overall our compete was excellent tonight. And that's the thing that we were really focusing on was, we knew this was going to be a competitive, hard-fought game. And I really thought our guys did a good job responding tonight.
I guess along the same lines, what did you do well on the penalty kill?
Well, I just think, some nights it's not going to go your way, and some nights it will. Tonight, there was a strong focus tonight for us, making sure that we were trying to cut off the top, trying to keep it to the outside. We didn't do a good enough job last night in New Jersey keeping the puck to the outside, and they were getting pucks into the middle of the ice through seams. I thought our seam coverage was better tonight. And then you need some saves again, like I said before. So forecheck was pretty good, too, up ice against their entries, trying to deny the blue line as best we can and pressure them in zone before they could set up.
What, if anything, did you learn about your team tonight in a playoff-style game? And were you interested as a coach to see how you'd respond in a game like this where it felt like you kind of needed a response?
Yeah, this group's responded a lot this year. We've had some games where it hasn't gone our way. I can just remember a couple off the top of my head. We came back from the break against Columbus. Didn't have our best game that night. We came back home the next night, and we played a really good game. So I'm not overly concerned with our response. I think this group has a lot of character that way. When we play, that type of hockey that we did tonight, we've shown that it's successful and it works for us. We could have easily had 3, 4, 5 goals tonight. We were off net a couple of times. We had opportunities. So, it's not that the offense wasn't there. It was certainly there, but it starts from good defense for us. But to answer your question, I just think this group has the resiliency, and we respond. But there's certain times, obviously, where hopefully that you don't have to respond as much, right?
Joe, you mentioned the compete, and I thought since you took over, this was among the best games at that measure of the compete level. What do you think puts that into focus, and what, in your mind, what are the elements of it?
Well, I think it's a divisional game, number one. We obviously looked at the standings. They're looking at the standings. It's bunched, right? It's tight there. We just played these guys a few games ago. We gave the game away, we felt. So there's all those factors. This last night's game that comes into play, right? The guys aren't happy with the way that game ended yesterday for us as well. So you couple all those in, and I just think you have the recipe for what you saw here tonight. I think I gotta say though, I think our guys, they compete. Like they work hard. We don't always make the right decisions and right plays all the time, and that's hockey. But I think for the most part, I never really questioned the effort of this group.
How good did that feel for you?
Feels great. Feels good for the whole team. I mean, playing that game yesterday, traveling, getting back here. It's not an easy game to play, and the way we handled today was superb. So it was a big game for everyone.
What stood out to you the most about the way the team competed and what led to the victory?
Just to compete. Everyone's on the same page. I think we played like defense first and spend a lot of time in their zone too. Their goalie played really well. Could have been 4 or 5-0 after a while, but stuck with it, got the win.
You mentioned defense. What specifically was really working for you guys defensively?
I don't think there was many odd man rushes or any grade A chances there, like big ones. So we kept him outside, stayed contained, and we were patient in our end.
Is there something about the way that game was played, with as close as it was? The kind of goalie naturally is just that much locked in when it's as low scoring as it was, and making that important.
I don't really understand the question, but I don't care about the score. It was 2-0 today, and it's just all that matters is a win.
For you, though, is that a difficult type of game to be engaged in, where there are not a lot of grade A chances, do you feel like when the game's close, there's something extra in terms of your mindset?
Yeah, you gotta make a couple timely saves, especially the game being only a 1-goal game, and special teams come in a big role that, like today, they didn't have many shots there. Guys were wonderful, so tight game.
Specifically on the PK, perfect 4 for 4. Just how big was that for you guys too?
That was big. Yesterday I think yesterday's game, three proper goals, today none. So that's a great bounce back as well.
Yes, you've had a lot of changes in defensive personnel because of injuries. That said, as the goaltender, do you have a real strong feel for everyone's tendencies, or you're still kind of learning that?
No, I mean we all know each other here, so it's guys are coming in and they played really well, and every guy who came in, they chipped in big time. So it's wonderful to see everyone putting 100% out there.
It's huge. I mean, it speaks volumes just to how we can play when we play our game, and the way we responded is something we got to take a lot of pride in, and it's a game we can build off for sure. They're a good team over there, and we know they got a lot of skill. So just play well on our own end, and we know the chance will come. Obviously, it was a tight game today, but a few of those chances go in for us, and we can open it up. We're going to do ourselves a lot of favors going down the road.
Is this sort of the blueprint for how you guys want to play night in and night out in terms of generating opportunities from behind the net, those type things?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we got a lot of big bodies on this team. A lot of guys that play heavy, but can make plays, and I think that's something that we sometimes get away from, and we forget what the strengths are of our team is, and behind the net is something I think a lot of guys thrive off of, and anytime you can go low to high, get our D-men involved too, it helps create a lot of chances.
What's been working so well for you and Sacco and Pasta lately?
I think just chemistry, just going out there and playing. I mean, at least for me, a lot less thinking, just kind of going and playing, and we're all creatures of habit. We like to do the same things all the time, and you get to learn where those guys are all the time and the tendencies they have. So I think that's a big one, and I know we think we can produce and help the team, and I think that's something that we're trying to take a lot of pride in as a line, and be responsible in our own end as well.
Have you come to figure out when to expect when Pasta's going to pass it instead of go for the shot?
I mean, he fakes me out sometimes, but I'm starting to grow a little bit as to when he's going to do stuff like that. But I mean, you see the plays he makes out there, so just try to get open. I know there's always a chance the puck's coming, so it's good. I mean, I think Pav doesn't get enough credit for the plays he makes too, so we just try to feed off each other, like I said earlier, and we'll just keep growing as a line.
On that one specifically, you're in the right place, obviously. Were you expecting him to come across with it? He's such a shooter. I would have thought maybe he unloads from there.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to post up in front of the net, and we were spinning around in their end for a little bit before that, and had a few shots from the point and didn't really get anything inside. I saw him coming around. I think it was maybe earlier in the shift, earlier in the game, he did the same thing and tried to roll up and got a shot. So I think maybe he just, tried to get across the crease. I just tried to get open on the backside, and I put it right in my tape.
Given the way the game went Saturday, what kind of lift did Korpisalo give you guys to play the way he did?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we're pretty spoiled with both our goalies, and it's not something we take for granted in this room. But anytime your goalie gets a shutout for you, it's definitely something that we appreciate. And he doesn't get a lot of credit for, or doesn't get enough credit for coming in the way he does. A couple of days off, especially coming in halfway through the game last night. So like I said, we don't take that stuff for granted. We're super excited with both our goalies.
Same answers. We were focused, on the details, taking care of the house. Korpi was outstanding for us. Made the important saves, and we limited the chances, and that's what we haven't done in last couple of games. And what was there that Korpi saved. So the focus and determination was there today.
What were you trying to make happen on the Geekie goal? It looked like you were consistently kind of looking for that seam to get the puck down.
Yeah, what happened, that's exactly what I was trying to do. I knew he's gonna move to the far post slow, and those are high chances can go with the skates, and if you have the chemistry with the player, and he's probably going from that high slot to the back door there, then the chances of going in, it's high.
How locked in did you feel like the entire group was tonight, just based on the result last night and also the last time you played this team?
Yeah, I think in both teams, you look at it, both teams, fighting for their lives. It was a big game. They had a tough one, we had a tough one yesterday in Jersey. So I think both groups were, focused, and we were able to get that lead and then kind of protect it, and be focused and how I said, limited the chances against and take care of our house. And Korpi obviously made the save that has needed to be. So good win for our group, and we quick turnaround afternoon game started. We have to regroup and make sure we are ready to go with same focus Saturday.
Is this the mindset you kind of need for the rest of the year, just based on where you are, that fighting for your life?
Yeah, 100%. That's just the way we are in now. The game's coming at you quick, and you need to be focused on them, and those big points. Everybody around us, winning, losing. So I have to take care of the points.
Do you learn anything about the team in a game like this where you respond the way that you do, or does it reinforce things, or you just kind of get frustrated that it doesn't happen as consistently, and you find yourselves in situations where you have to have games where you bounce back?
You prove yourself. We can win games like this. We can play full 60 minutes with focus and with a good defense. And when we are dialed like this, playing like that, I think we can beat anybody in the league. So we just need to take it, don't look too much ahead and stay in the moment and focus on shift by shift and, take it kind of day by day.
Act like this and play a solid 60, what does that mean for the group?
Yeah, obviously it's huge. I mean, just making the commitment for 60 minutes is huge, and to see that, and the next step is bringing it on Saturday.
In terms of the standings and doing it against a divisional opponent, does it have that much more meaning?
Yeah, obviously those are big games, especially with where the standings are. Anytime you can grab points off teams like that is huge.
In terms of quarterback and power play, the more reps you got, the more comfortable you got with that?
Yeah, exactly. I felt pretty comfortable from the beginning, but obviously, the more you get to snapping around with those guys, the better chemistry you build, and the more chances we create, hopefully.
After a night like last night, what goes into being more committed defensively?
Yeah, it's a complete mindset. It's just being responsible and checking out of the middle, and using our legs and being physical and having good sticks. And that's what we had tonight. We just had a collective buy-in from everybody and just high compete level, and that's what we need to bring every day from here on out.
Last year, you spent some time in Providence, and to see some of those guys up now, and a number of them now because of some injuries, what does that mean to see them, contribute for the big club?
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable to see those guys, come in and step up and play big minutes. We got a lot of great players in this organization, so it's cool to see guys, grab the opportunity and run with it.
Mason, it felt like this was kind of one of the signature wins of the year for you guys, the way you competed through the entirety of the game. What did you see, and why do you think you guys had the success you did?
Yeah, it starts with just a high compete level and defense first kind of mentality. We had a lot of chances offensively too, and credit to their goalie, made some big saves, but those are going to go in too. So it just starts with playing defense hard and capitalize on our opportunities when we can.
What have you learned about yourself in some enhanced minutes here with Hampus, and obviously Charlie McAvoy out, you and Peak, and then others had to step up? What have you learned about yourselves?
Just next man up mentality. So just trying to play my game and make an impact every shift.